Two of the most iconic heroes in the game are receiving reworks on their kits and their abilities and how they work within the current meta, because the situation they're in is pretty tough. We're going to talk about that and also break down some ideas that they could implement in the future for Kallari and also Iggy and Scorch to make them once strong competitors within the Paragon scene. While also talking about some Revenant lore at the very end of this video, that's going to be kind of juicy as well. Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord by Yinkomi Lordy, and tell we're back on Paragon once again. There should be more Mortgage gameplay in the background, followed up by some Mao gameplay that I had earlier today, and Feng Mao is a beast of a hero. Sadly in this meta he has fallen off, but if you play him right with the right build and use him in a certain playstyle, you're able to win games quite easily. So hopefully the gameplay in the background is enjoyable to watch while we talk about these topics, and the topics that we mentioned at the start of this video being the Kallari rework, the Iggy and Scorch rework, and what's going to happen to them, some ideas of what they're going to pretty much work on, because obviously they're going to try and improve what their current state is and make them more useful in the game. They slightly touched on this topic within the video today on the Paragon Community Corner video, episode 3, where they talk about hero balancing. So let's get straight into it. Starting with the hero that is close to my heart, that is Kallari. She's one of my main heroes at this current moment. I enjoy playing Kallari. She's a beast of a hero, and especially about the news that came out recently about a new skin coming to the character, the Rogue Kallari skin, it got me super hyped to keep playing Kallari and keep pushing through. Even though the stage she's in, it's really hard to win games, especially if you verse other players with great MOBA knowledge in any other MOBA, or pretty much in the MOBA of Paragon, how they use vision and all that. So we're going to get into that right now. So pretty much it's a pain in the ass versing more experienced players on Paragon, especially when you're playing Kallari. Kallari is able to use the shadow play mechanic in order to get into a certain position to claim her kill on a certain target or the hero that she's targeted. That is the idea of the shadow plane era. It just gives her a way to go in and out of situations quite easily. But once you get wards involved into this, aka shadow wards, especially with wards in this current state when they just take up all this massive vision on the map, it makes it so hard for her to be able to push in, gank, and get a kill. Even with Fog Wolves trying to split those parts on the map off and showcasing less vision for the enemy player that you're trying to slay. Furthermore, making that mechanic for Kallari to enter the shadow plane completely irrelevant to the game play within that actual match. And the way Kallari's ability works is amazing. I don't think that needs to be changed at all. What I personally think that needs changing is the vision in game, how it works, and also how wards work in general. I feel that needs to be changed in order to pick up Kallari in a different way. I don't think Shadow Wards can pick up Kallari straight away, because all the wards that are not on a Scout Ward are Shadow Wards, so they all pick up Kallari. I feel like that's like a big no-no. I feel like there should be only one card or one ward or two particular wards that can pick up Kallari when she's in the Shadow Plane. It shouldn't just be another Shadow Ward picking her up. It should be a different type of wards mechanic that you can use in the game in order to pick her up, or another type of vision item you can use, like a trinkets. In fact, like in League of Legends, they have these like red scanning trinkets around the team player, and you're able to search the place for those shadow wards. In this case, if we brought it to Paragon, and also find stealth targets, that would be really great. I think that's a really good idea to bring into the vision game for Paragon, instead of everyone just using shadow wards to gain vision of a certain area, to delete enemy shadow wards while also finding Kallari mains out there before they even come close to you to kill you. So I feel like there should be another type of warding item slash vision item in Paragon in order to pick up stealth targets, because I feel like Kallari won't be the first and last stealth target within the game. I feel there'll be other heroes using stealth mechanics and invisibility in order to be successful on the map of Monolith and in universe of Paragon. Another way of fixing this issue is making Kallari enter a different type of realm. We got the new hero Revenant that will be released soon. He's entering the Nether realm, which is pretty much like the Shadow Plane realm, but it brings one target along with him, and he's able to 1v1 that target in that realm, and no one else is able to see what's happening there. That is the idea of that Nether realm. What if you have something like that for the Shadow Plane realm, or another realm on top of that that is pretty much superior from the Nether realm and the Shadow Plane realm, which Kallari can belong to in order to pick up enemy shadow wards and delete them, and also see where the enemy Revenant is to hopefully kill that target before he kills his friendly hero or friendly teammate, which will make it harder for enemy players to pick up Kallari just by using a shadow ward. Instead, maybe using another different type of mechanic, as we just suggested, being that red trinket or scanning trinket, which is able to scan around a certain area, and they're able to pick us up as we're going past them, so that they know we are close by before we go for the kill. And by doing this, you aren't changing too much from her rework kit from version 27. It's pretty much the exact same kit, but she's entering a different realm, which is going to make her more stronger and more useful within Monolith and the universe of Paragon, and you'll be able to see that win rate go through the roof and go into the the high 40s to the 50% range, which is really great because obviously majority of heroes should be around that range. Then it comes down to individual skill and individual strength and knowledge and experience about that character, and if you guys know those components and you're really great on that character, you'll be able to win games quite easily. And now to talk about the old Kallari versus the new Kallari Ultimate, aka the Ultimate that we've had from version 27 and beyond, the rework version. A lot of people want to see the old one back into the game, which is great. Obviously, it's going to make her a stealth burst hero within Paragon, which is something I can see happening in some time in the future, or even right now. It's a possibility. One of these heroes in the future will have something like that is stealth and bursty. It's bound to happen. Another game that has created a hero like this is Heroes of the Storm, which is another MOBA game done by the company Blizzard, and they do have a character that is stealth and bursty that falls into the name of Zeratul, and this character was an action-packed hero. He was able to do so much for the team while also being able to go into stealth and burst down targets. But obviously if he got caught out, he was like instantly killed. That is the idea of that character. I can see that happening with one of the new heroes in the future, or even Kallari. If they want to change her kit quite a bit, they could do that. But obviously the way Paragon team wants it to go, they don't want to have stealth burst assassin heroes within the game yet, even though you can use counters with Necroveil and that kind of serves the same purpose, but you obviously have to get a kill to ignite the invisibility stealth burst type of thing going on. So with the old ultimate, you get a lot of satisfaction from getting those kills, very high kill potential with the ultimate, and it leads to some very interesting scenarios with pretty much bursting down targets like no tomorrow, which made it really easy to play Kallari at that state, because obviously if you're able to go into a particular spot and position yourself when you're out of the Shadow Plane area, then you're able to use ultimate, you're able to pick up quite easy kills. I'm not going to say it was really easy, I'm going to say it's easier compared to what she is right now. Keep that in mind. And now versing her new ultimate that was done in version 27, that was ages ago, but it's still considered to be the new ultimate compared to the old one. It had a unique benefit, which is a global presence on the map, which led to a lot of interesting things happening on the map itself when you're versing a Kallari. Obviously her kill potential is lowered, but she's able to be a pain in the ass by doing global pressure on the map through split pushing, and if a fight occurred, a team fight occurred in a different lane, she was able to teleport there and help her team to destroy and delete those targets as she moves on to the next kill, and pretty much keeps that combo going, and she's pretty much everywhere on the map. And that's the idea of Kallari right now. If she's able to be everywhere on the map, she's able to dominate and win the game quite easily. And my final verdict, obviously the new ultimate is a lot more better than the old one. I personally do like it, and any other experienced player on Kallari would agree in the same way. Even though if they implemented the old ultimate, it'll be a lot of nostalgic experiences while using that. But good news has appeared for all Kallari mains. There's going to be a version 40 Kallari buff happening soon, and I don't know if this is going to be a complete buff in numbers, but there's also been a rework in progress about this character, so we shall see what happens in the future. But right now, she's going to get a buff, and that is all that matters. It's supposed to make her easier to play and also make her more healthy in her rotations, even though Kallari will never be easy to play. So that concept is kind of interesting. Obviously Kallari being one of the expert heroes within the game, she has a lot of knowledge that is needed in order to play that character, and obviously application of that knowledge when using Kallari is very useful as well. Okay, it looks like we spent a lot of time on Kallari. I'm really passionate about Kallari, and I wanted to see her go in the right path to make her obviously not a strong hero, but in the right position for her to be used by everyone and enjoyed by everyone. Because obviously any new player that plays Kallari right now is going to be shut down completely, which will kind of lead them to not picking the hero ever again within Paragon. And now let's move on to Iggy and Scorch. There's been a lot of data amount information about Iggy and Scorch having some type of rework. Now it's got confirmed, and we're now going to see some type of rework in the near future. We don't know what that is exactly, but we can somewhat bring up an idea of what they're going to try and do with it, because right now Iggy and Scorch is weak in damage. If the enemy player is trying to attack him and pretty much come towards his turrets, and he's pretty much positioned the right way, Iggy and Scorch does a crap load of damage. But once it comes down to chasing down a target, Iggy and Scorch pretty much leaves all his damage behind, with his turrets being behind him, and obviously he needs to be in the right position in order to kill that target with his ultimate, because the ultimate having such a short range, it just makes it hard. It's just so hard to play Iggy and Scorch's current moments and have like a swell time. Obviously we had a swell time while playing it, but it's hard for newer players to enjoy that as well. So one thing they can do is change his turrets into drones, pretty much coming along with him, and he's able to maybe command them and place them in certain areas to block off and deny areas of that map that he's pretty much trying to deny from the opponents. And then once he needs to chase the target, he's able to press that ability or something like that to bring them all together, and with him as Iggy and Scorch, and all his drones come together to try and chase the target and destroy them. And obviously these drones will emit fire or flames, exactly how the old turrets will pretty much dosing out their damage. And when it comes down to the ulti, I feel like Iggy and Scorch's ultimate is really iconic to the game, because obviously Iggy just being a guy that's just cheerful and jumping on, doing crazy stuff on top of Scorch, and then Scorch just emitting those flames and pretty much destroying everything in its path. That is so cool. Visually, that is amazing. But the way it works in game, obviously it's not that easy to get kills all the time with it. So I'm guessing they might be changing this completely. So you'll lose that benefit, pretty much like how the old Kallari lost her ultimate. The exact same thing will happen here. But with this ultimate, I'm guessing it's going to empower the other abilities in order to make them stronger in particular scenarios when you do that. That's going to be a really interesting mechanic if they try to go for that. Say if your drones used to emit flames and do damage from close range, whenever you place it or when they're with you. Instead, once you pretty much use your ultimate and activate your drones, they're able to pretty much chase down targets, or pretty much shoot out heat-seeking missiles towards those targets, when pretty much they can't run away, and it's obviously being shot from a good range, like from medium to far range, it's being shot from towards those targets, instead of being like close range flames. That would be pretty cool. I think that's a possibility. Being able to empower each ability in a different way. I think that's possible on Iggy and Scorch. So now let's move on to the Revenant lore. This is pretty much like an additional part of the lore that was supposed to describe last time, with pretty much how Murdoch is the partner of Revenant, and the incident occurred between them, but also the Revenant is maybe working for the Yingmei cartel, because in Lieutenant Balka's info, it did say she has a bounty on her head, Yingmei cartel. We don't know too much about this cartel, but they've pretty much set a bounty on Lieutenant Balka, and obviously the new hero Revenant is a bounty hunter and he's trying to claim that bounty. Maybe they've hired Revenant as one of their bounty hunters to kill Lieutenant Balka. Pretty much he's working for the Yingmei cartel. That's the idea I'm trying to go for. That is a possibility. I can see that happening. Obviously, as we get closer and closer to the date of release of this hero within Paragon, we will be able to gain more information and more lore about this character. But until then, mates, I want to know your thoughts on this video. What do you think about it? Do you like these type of videos when we go more in depth about some things that I want to see in Paragon happen to certain heroes, following Kallari's rework and Iggy and Scorch's rework? And also, what do you think about the Revenant lore, about Lieutenant Balka having a bounty on her head and Revenant trying to claim that as he works for the Yingmei cartel? So leave your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show us by smashing that bloody like button. Let's try to get 200 likes on this video. If it makes me want to see more Paragon gaming content and gaming content in general on my channel, all you have to do is share with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And if you make sure to support the channel even more, you can do so by donating through Patreon to help us gain more gaming equipment so we're able to produce better videos on a daily basis. And that is all for this video. Oh, time's go, but don't you worry. We're back very soon. Hang tight, boys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. I honestly can't be the only one that is super hyped to see what happens to Kallari and Iggy and Scorch. Oh my god, guys. If you reached this point of the video, put the hashtag broken in the comment section down below. I want to see what happens when other people see it. I feel like it's going to be really fun to see.